Coach Thompson had always been a man of precision and control. His life was a masterfully crafted game plan, every step calculated to achieve success, until he met her. Lena was a whirlwind of imperfection, messy hair, worn jeans, and a smile that could charm the stars from the sky. She sauntered into his office, uninvited, with an air of confidence that left him breathless. Her eyes sparkled like diamonds in the rough, and he found himself inexplicably drawn to her. Their first meeting was a disaster, or so it seemed. Lena stumbled over her words, knocking over a plant as she left. Coach Thompson, ever the perfectionist, was appalled by the chaos she left in her wake. Yet there was something about her that refused to leave his mind. As they began working together, he discovered that Lena's imperfections were not flaws, but rather, they were what made her beautiful. Her laughter was contagious, her smile could light up a room, and her vulnerability drew him in like a moth to flame. Coach Thompson found himself wanting to be around her more often, to learn from her unique perspective, and to bask in the warmth of her imperfect radiance. They would sit on park benches, watching the sunset, as he shared his life story with her. The triumphs, the failures, and everything in between. Lena listened with an open heart, her eyes drinking in every word. She didn't try to fix him or offer solutions. She simply was present, allowing him to be vulnerable without fear of judgment. And for the first time in his life, Coach Thompson felt like he could truly be himself, flaws and all. As their connection deepened, Lena began to share her own stories, of struggles and triumphs, of fears and dreams. Her imperfections were no longer a liability. They had become a strength. Coach Thompson saw that vulnerability was not weakness, but rather, it took immense courage to expose oneself in such a way. Together, they navigated the ups and downs of life, finding solace in each other's company. They discovered that it was okay to be imperfect, that in fact it was essential to embracing the beauty of imperfection. One day, as they sat on their favorite bench, watching the stars twinkling above, Coach Thompson realized that he had never been more at peace. Lena's presence had awakened something within him, a sense of freedom from the need for control and perfection. He turned to her, his eyes filled with gratitude. "You know, I used to think that imperfection was a curse," he said, his voice trembling slightly. "But you've shown me that it's what makes life beautiful." Lena smiled, her eyes sparkling like diamonds once more. "I'm glad I could help you see that," she said, her voice soft and gentle. As they sat there in the quiet of the night, Coach Thompson knew that he had found his perfect match. Not in someone who tried to change him, but in someone who accepted him for who he was, imperfections and all. And he knew that their love would be a masterpiece of vulnerability, crafted with precision and care. The beauty of imperfection had finally found its way into his life, and Coach Thompson was forever grateful. As they sat there in the quiet of the night, Coach Thompson felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that he had found someone who truly understood him, flaws and all. "I think I've been living my life like a game plan," he said, his voice filled with introspection. "I've always tried to control every aspect of it, but being with you has shown me that there's beauty in the unknown." Lena smiled, her eyes sparkling with understanding. "You don't have to be perfect all the time, Coach Thompson," she said gently. "It's okay to make mistakes and learn from them." He nodded, feeling a weight lift off his shoulders. "I think I've been trying to prove something to myself for so long," he admitted. "But being with you has shown me that it's okay to be vulnerable, to let go of the need for control." Lena reached out and took his hand, her touch sending shivers down his spine. "You're not alone in this feeling, Coach Thompson," she said softly. "I've been there too, but being with you has shown me that it's okay to be imperfect, to let go of the need for perfection." As they sat there together, Coach Thompson felt a sense of freedom he had never experienced before. He knew that he didn't have to be perfect all the time, and that it was okay to make mistakes. "I think I'm starting to understand what you mean by the beauty of imperfection," he said, his voice filled with wonder. Lena smiled, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "I'm glad you're starting to get it," she said playfully. "But remember, Coach Thompson, that the beauty of imperfection is not just about being okay with making mistakes. It's also about embracing the unknown and finding joy in the journey." Coach Thompson nodded, feeling a sense of excitement wash over him. He knew that he had found someone who truly understood him and who was willing to take the journey with him. "I'm ready for this," he said, his voice filled with determination. "I'm ready to embrace the beauty of imperfection and see where it takes us." Lena smiled, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Then let's do it," she said playfully. "Let's take the leap of faith together and see what wonders await us on the other side." And with that, Coach Thompson knew that he had found his perfect match in Lena. He was ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery, vulnerability, and imperfection, knowing that it would be a wild ride full of twists and turns. But most importantly, he knew that he wouldn't have to face it alone. He had Lena by his side, guiding him through the ups and downs of life with her wisdom, compassion, and love. The beauty of imperfection had finally found its way into Coach Thompson's life, and he was forever grateful for it.